So nothing too exciting from Gooch to Lance Creek, except that at a campsite, which Lance Creek was just a campsite, there are no privies. And I don't know if I've said this before or not, but a privy is basically like an outhouse, but it does have like a toilet seat. So when you're at a campsite, you're supposed to dig a hole at least 6 inches deep and go potty in it and bury everything. Well, when the ground is hard as a rock, that's not possible. So I found a little loose dirt under a log and pushed everything in there and buried it, and we'll leave it at that. But yeah, that was fun. Standing here trying to catch my breath at Preacher's Rock. Guess it'd be helpful if you could see it. It's probably impossible to tell. All the 4,000 steps. I gotta go up to get up there. Not including the ones I've already done. I'll see if I can do a little bit. Probably not. Okay. Have to put y'all away. It is beautiful. Alrighty. Preacher's Rock. It's blurry because that looks like shit.
If it doesn't, I've got a eyeglass cloth here.
Yeah, this is terrible. Oh yeah.
So much better. I started carrying that because of my glasses, and then I use it on my phone all the time.
I was like, what in the exact world is going on here? Preacher's Rock. Jackie.
Hey. Beautiful to know that you hiked along that way.
Huh?
You hiked along there.
Is that where we came from?
Over to the right.
Here, you gotta show me because I don't understand stuff like that. Where's it at?
So you see that ridge line right here to our right? You came up there, and then you came across this upper right ridge line right here.
Oh, okay.
See the one that kind of runs into our greenery?
Yes.
That's our ridge line.
Which one's Amicalola? Where's that at?
Look at my topographical map. I don't know if I can see it from here.
Which one's?
All right.
we were like, we met this lady and we'd done the one, and she's like, I call this Kiss My Ass Sassafras.
Oh, Sassafras Mountain.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna have to agree with you there.
Based on
We are headed up Blood Mountain. Got, I don't know, a mile left to go. Doable. We've stopped and taken a lot of breaks, and I'm very slow. That's okay. I get there when I get there. Like the tortoise and the hare. I just keep on going, keep on going. But it's been a very nice day. I had some real pretty flowers I was going to show you, and a bee or something landed on my hat, so I had to move. But anyway, here we are. I'll try to show you some on the way down. Slick rocks. Whoops, I turned my video off and back on. I shouldn't be left alone with a phone. Ugh. Bless our hearts. We stopped and taken several breaks, because when your knee has to go up to your boob to go up hill, it's rough. So, all in all, we've probably been averaging like 1.4, 1.5 miles an hour. That's okay, I'm slow. Everything I do, and if you know me, you already know that. This ain't no different. People we camped with last night, hell, they're probably done. That's okay, I'll get done too, though. I can do it. And you could do it too. Sometimes I wonder why in the hell anybody would want to, but ugh. Here we are. Turn you back around. Looks like the stone steps are done. Just a couple little roots. Want to give you a little trip. Finally up on Blood Mountain. You can't see a damn thing for all the trees. But there is a different kind of a shelter here. It's actually all made out of, look at these big ass rocks. You can get up on there apparently. It's all made of stone. There are actually rooms in it.
Look at this little bird down here.
Uh-oh.
He was just pecking along till you came towards him.
You can't even see it.
You should go in there so you can see what I'm talking about. Earring.
So Blood Mountain, supposedly, I didn't look it up, so I can't say for sure, but Blood Mountain supposedly is where there was some sort of battle with Native Americans, and there was so much blood coming down the mountain that it was actually rolling off the mountain. But when we got to the top of it, there's a shelter there, and it's different from the other shelters in that it's like stone, and it has a couple of rooms inside, but my hiking partner says it freaks her out, and we weren't going to stay up there anyway. But I met a girl up there who had come, they were going southbound and we were going northbound, and she said, hey, be really careful going down this mountain, because I've passed several people who have black eyes or blood running out from their forehead or from their eyebrow or mouth. And I'm like, oh great. So it took us 5 miles to get up this mountain and 2 miles to get down, and all of it was rock. Just every bit of it. We come around this one corner, and there's just this pile of rocks. And I turn around, and I look at my hiking partner, and I'm like, is this a joke? Like, do you have me on the show punked? And she's like, no, when you look around and there's no way to go, it's generally the hardest way. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I start across there and go into this big pile of rocks, and my left foot gets hung in between 2 other rocks. And thankfully it didn't hurt me, but it did twist my ankle, twist my knee, twist my hip. I fall on top of my backpack on my back, so thankfully I wasn't hurt. But I'm laying there and I'm like, oh my God, I can't get up. I don't know what to do. And she's like, take your backpack off. And I was like, oh yeah. So anyway, I take my backpack off, and on the trail people give people trail names. So now I'm Turtle. Not just because I'm slow, but because I was on my back flailing around and couldn't figure how to get up. That was great. And then we finally did make it down Blood Mountain, and it was rough. I would prefer to go up it the 2 miles, even though it's steeper, because all those rocks, I mean, a lot of those rocks, I mean, we're short, and trying to get down them, I mean, my knee is coming up in about to my chin, or you just have to sit down and slide. And I was like, oh Lord, I didn't know that I was in for rock scrambling, but I thought that stuff was more up north, not necessarily here in Georgia, but we did make it, thankfully, down Blood Mountain. So when you get to Neel Gap, that's where there's, like, most of the gaps, there's a road that crosses. Not always, but most of the time. So at Neel Gap, that's the first place on the AT where hikers will stop and resupply or buy new equipment or get rid of old equipment, because there's a store there called Mountain Crossings. We weren't sure exactly what time we would get there, and it was on a Sunday. So the store closed at 5, and we were kind of hoping to get to the store before it closed, but we didn't. And we hadn't called a shuttle driver. So we were planning to zero somewhere around that town, and we were just going to call a shuttle driver when we got to Mountain Crossings. However, when we got there, there was absolutely no signal. So we are sitting at a picnic table in front of a closed store trying to figure out what we're going to do. My hiking partner goes up on the porch of this store trying to find signal. About the time this guy pulls up, and these 2 people get out, and they were people that we had camped with the night before. And I was like, oh, what are y'all doing? And they're like, there's a hostel here, which a hostel is typically where if you're hiking, you can, it's usually bunk rooms, like 2 to 4 bunk beds in a room, and you pay $40. You can do your laundry, you can get a shower, but you're sharing a room with, you know, strangers you don't know, and quite often it's in somebody's house. So I'm not sold on that yet. So anyway, I was like, oh, is that a shuttle driver? And they're like, yeah. So I run up to the shuttle driver, and I'm like, hey, can you take us into Blairsville? We want a hotel. And he's like, yeah, let me text my boss. That should be fine. So I holler to Jackie, and I'm like, hey, our ride's here. So I think the guy's name is Luscious, because on trail, you know, you get trail names. So his name is Luscious. So Luscious took us to Walmart, and we got some snacks and stuff like that, just a little bit to hold us over for the night. And we stayed at a hotel that night, the Best Western, and it was great. We had our own private balcony. What was I gonna say?